Welcome to my weekly live. If this is your, hi Samaya, this is your first time watching this, thank you for spending time with me today. This is where I break down different concepts that will support you on your journey towards healing, towards wellness, and everything else in between. My name is Francis. I'm a trained therapist and a life coach. Some people call me a therapy coach. I'll take that. What's up, Bridget? My goal and initiative in life is to help women remove emotional blocks so that they can thrive. That's what I'm here to do. So today, I really wanted to do a live about healing because I posted something the other day and it said, healing takes time and you're doing great. And it resonated with a lot of people, and it seemed that post really gave people the permission to breathe. It gave them the permission to give themselves a bit of grace. So I kind of wanted to just go into the couple of myths that I've heard, a couple of myths that I heard in regards to healing. And I really want you guys to give yourselves a break in the process. So I wanted to debunk some myths so that you can remind yourself that you're human and you're doing the best that you can with what you have in this very moment. So the first myth is healing isn't linear, and I've said this before. It is not like a straight shot road that you can just follow and then you make it to the end and that's it. Like you're done with it. Healing can be all over the place. It can do a 360 on you. It can do backflips on you depending on the day. Sometimes it depends on where you are along your healing journey, right? So it's okay if the road is filled with like curves and peaks and so forth. Just breathe a little bit and know that that's all part of the process. And then myth number 2 is that there's a cookie cutter formula for healing. Often when I speak to my clients, they're like, just tell me what to do, give me the method, and then I can just go and run with it. And I'm sorry, there isn't a cookie cutter formula to healing, and this goes along with healing isn't linear, all right? There isn't a foolproof formula to this that's going to magically take away all your pain. There are practices that work, right? Like going to therapy, talking to a coach, meditation, working out. Those things, depending on who you are, will work really well for you. But remember, we're unique like snowflakes, right? So there's absolutely no way that one way is going to work for all of us. This is your opportunity to experiment, see what works, leave what doesn't, maybe revisit what didn't. Maybe you're in a better space to be open to what didn't work before. So, for example, what helped me on my healing journey may not help you on yours, and vice versa. And myth number 3, I hear it's been years, I should be healed by now. Not quite, guys. It's not about years, it's about depth, okay? Hey, Lisa. It's about depth. It's about how deep you're willing to go and how comfortable you are with vulnerability. It's about putting, a lot of protective factors in your life that supports you in your healing process. What do I mean by protective factors? This could be a supportive friend, a therapist, a coach. This could be anything or anyone that helps you versus poses as an obstacle on your path. There's no time frame for healing. There's just you and your wounds and healing and your supportive circle. And yes, there are going to be people along the path that's going to trigger you, even when you've resolved one thing, then there's something else. But as you grow and as you learn, you can better assess those feelings in ways that really allow you to process your emotions effectively so that you can respond in a meaningful way. Glad you're enjoying it, Lisa. Myth number 4, I should be fully healed with everything and I shouldn't be experiencing this anymore. And I'm like, part of the healing process is relapse. It's all part of change. So if you find yourself regressing a little bit or you experience some sort of setback, although it may feel at that moment like it's the end of the world, know that this is part of the process, okay? So forgive yourself, give yourself grace. The question is, though, how disruptive is that setback? Over time, you'll find that you become better equipped to manage any relapses that may come your way. Then you'll find also that the relapses are become less and less versus like maybe they're happening really frequently on your early journey of healing. And then as you get deeper into the process, they don't happen as much. And then you find yourself bouncing back quicker, and the emotions don't hijack you the way that they used to, right? But relapse happens because, listen, okay, you spent decades upon decades being a certain way, interacting with people a certain way. There's no way that just changes within a few years is going to eliminate any relapses. So be patient with yourself, all right? It reminds me of the show Rami. If you haven't seen the show Rami, spoiler alert, but it's such a great show. I recommend it. But in season 2, Rami's just all over the place, right? He messed things up with the majority of his relationships, and he creates a really strong bond with the Sheikh, who is played by Mahershala Ali. And in this particular scene, the Sheikh has spent many years, right, cultivating his practice, cultivating his faith. And in this single moment, he literally lost control of himself, right? And his impulses, and he reacts so negatively towards Rami. And he had to take a step back because he realized that he was so outside of himself when he did that. It was outside of his beliefs. And for him, that was a major setback. And so he had to go into a deep reflection mode to understand what was happening to him. So if the Sheikh can have relapses, so can you, all right? A relapse also provides valuable information. So use relapses as feedback for how you can move forward, right? What painful distractions do you need to eliminate so you can prepare yourself a little bit better next time? Do you need to say no to certain things because it'll disrupt your process, right? You know, plan for the unexpected as much as you can, because we really can't, because we just don't know what's going to happen. And then also, plan for the expected obstacles that might come up. And then myth number 5, the final myth, is healing isn't neat. And this goes back to number 1 too. Healing, when I said healing wasn't linear, but healing is far from neat. It's messy, okay? It takes you inside out. And the more that you allow the unfolding to take place, the more you allow yourself to experience the depths of your mess, the more you release any trapped emotions, okay? The root word of emotion is motion, so we gotta make sure that's just moving outside of ourselves, outside of our bodies on a regular basis. So, I say this to say, have patience with everything that remains unresolved in your heart. And that's not quoted by me, that's quoted by Rainer Maria. Healing is already a challenge, guys. There's so much that's a part of the process that, you're addressing things from the past. You're addressing things about the future. And then you're finding ways to be in the present. That's a lot to do all at once. So those challenges are everywhere. So give yourself a break, right? What healing doesn't need you is to berate yourself, speak badly to yourself. Healing needs grace, it needs patience, it needs kindness, and it needs time. It also needs to be seen as something, like I said, that's just different for everyone. Everyone heals differently, and everyone has their own timing. And it's not something that you can just create into this step-by-step package. Like I said, lots will come up for you at different points along your healing journey. So if things aren't resolved, it's not because you can't get there. What it's teaching you is just patience, okay? I tried to rush my healing process, and then it says, sit your butt down. And I was like, okay, let me hear what the universe is trying to tell me right now. So, again, do not rush the process of healing. Take your time, but do take action. Even if it's micro steps, I'm a big fan of micro steps. Give yourself grace and handle yourself with kindness gloves, okay? That's all I got for now, guys. I'm also just want to let you know I'm in the process of editing my book. It's going to come out soon. So the working title is The Limitations of Talk Therapy, and I provide lots of really valuable information about what gets in the way. And if you find yourself getting stuck, or like you've reached this place where you've kind of healed, but then you're like, okay, I need something else, I need more. I also provide some resources and some information of alternative alternative ways to heal. Like talk therapy isn't the only way to heal. There's so much that goes inside of it. You know, we have our mind, our body, and our spirits. And so whatever approach that you take towards healing needs to address all three of those things. Okay, yes, grace is very important. All right, thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I'll be here next week at 6 p.m. My plan was to do 12 lives, which was for 90 days. And this is number 10. I got 2 more lives to go. I'm most likely going to keep doing this because I fairly enjoy it. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. And I'll see you all next week. All right, take care, guys. Bye.